Hello friends, in this lecture we will study series resonance. Now this resonance word might be familiar to you. Okay, if you remember in 12th physics, you might have studied an experiment of that fork. Okay, like this. This was the shape, and you were ringing that fork here above the pipe. Okay, and at particular frequency, when frequency of these two matches, you get a huge sound. Okay, so somewhat means that concept is somewhat similar to the resonance concept which we are going to study. Okay, so what is resonance? You know that circuit having three elements: one is resistance, one is inductance, and one is capacitance. In this particular circuit, this inductance have some inductive reactance XL, this capacitor have some capacitive reactance XC. Okay, XL is given as 2 pi FL and XC is given as 1 upon 2 pi FC, right? Okay, so if I draw a graph of this XL XC versus frequency, let's see how I will get it. If this is XL on y-axis and this is frequency, okay, you can, from this equation you can say that frequency and XL is directly proportional. Means as I goes on increasing frequency, XL will increase, means linear, like this, right? This is XL. As I goes on frequency, XL will increase. Okay, and for XC it is inversely proportional. Okay, so as I goes on increasing frequency, this XC will come down, right? So again I will take XC also on this y-axis. So initially if XC is this, if I goes on increasing frequency, it will come down like this, inversely proportional. Always inversely proportional graph is like this. Okay, so when coming down, it will at particular point it will intersect this particular graph. Means what I can say, if circuit is there, it is having XL and XC both, and if I goes on increasing frequency, okay, if say this is XL, this is XC, so if I goes on increasing frequency, a point will come when this XL will become equal to XC. Are you getting? A point will come when this XL will become equal to XC, and that time what will happen? Z is given as R plus J XL plus XC or XL minus XC, right? R plus J XL minus XC. Sorry, XL XC minus XL or XL minus XC, net reactance, right? Now when this XL and XC will become equal, it will be R plus J of 0. Means this term 0 means R, means Z will become equal to R. It means though there is inductor and capacitor in circuit, still circuit will work, means behave like a purely resistive. Purely resistive. Though inductor and capacitance is there, this phenomenon is called as a resonance. This phenomenon is called as a resonance. Okay, so resonance is a condition when XL becomes equal to XC in the circuit. Now there are different formulas. Due to time concern, I'm going bit fast. Please cooperate with me. If XL equal to XC, then obviously XL is 2 pi FL will become equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC. Okay, so if I take F here and remaining things here, it will be F square equal to 1 upon this 2 pi plus this 2 into this 2 pi, so 4 pi square into LC. Okay, if I take only F, then it will be under root 1 upon root of 4 is 2, root of pi square is pi, and under root LC. Okay, so F is nothing but 1 upon 2 pi LC. If I take 2 pi here, it will be 2 pi F equal to 1 upon under root LC. And you know 2 pi F is nothing but omega, right? No, omega equal to 2 pi F, we always say 2 pi F. So I can write as omega equal to 1 upon under root LC. This is an important formula. And this is FR, resonance frequency, because XL and XC are equal, no? So I can say FR instead. Okay, so this is the formula for resonance frequency, and this is formula for resonance frequency only, but in a radian, right? There are several formulas. I will in short or in fast I will just cover. Q factor, quality factor. Quality factor means voltage across that inductor or capacitor during resonance divided by net voltage. Okay, now you can see in the book, I will not give derivation. Q factor comes as 1 upon R under root LC. You need to buy these formulas. Okay, next is a bandwidth. Bandwidth means what? If I place a graph of frequency versus current, then obviously what will happen? As I goes on increasing frequency, as I goes on increasing frequency, current will start increasing, right? And a point will come when that XL will become equal to XC. When XL will become equal to XC, obviously circuit will be a purely resistive circuit. So that time there will be a maximum current in the circuit. And then current will come down. Okay. So that point is our resonant frequency point. So 70.7% of maximum on either side means here and here. Okay, 70%. So this is f1, this is f2, this is say value 100, then this is 70.07, this is 70.07. Okay, so that 70.7% of maximum on either side is called bandwidth. Okay, so total bandwidth is given as a f2 minus f1. Bandwidth is given as a f2 minus f1, or I can say omega 2 minus omega 1. So formula of this is f2 equal to fr plus bandwidth by 2, and f1 equal to fr minus bandwidth by 2. In the form of omega, you can write it as a omega 2 equal to omega r plus bandwidth by 2, omega 1 equal to omega r minus bandwidth by 2. Are you getting? So this is also formula which you need to buy. Similarly, voltage drop across resonance is given as voltage drop across resonance V, it is VL, then it is given as a V by R under root LC. Okay, and if it is VC, then it is given as a V by R under root LC only. Right? So try to keep these formulas in mind. Now let's solve one example. Now examples on resonance is simply put in the formula, get the answer, nothing else. So there is a series RLC circuit having parameters as R equal to 10 ohm, L equal to 0.014 Henry, C equal to 100 microfarad. Now we need to find out resonance frequency in radian per second. So we need to use that formula of omega. Then quality factor, Q factor. Then bandwidth. Then lower and upper frequency means F2 and F1. Then maximum value of the voltage appearing across the capacitor means this particular thing. Okay, maximum voltage Vmax across capacitor. Right? So let's start with formulas. Omega R, resonance frequency is given as a 1 by LC. So just put in the formula, get the answer. L is 0.014 into C is 100 microfarad means 100 into 10 raised to minus 6. So this answer is 845.15 radian per second. Now if this is in hertz, then obviously we will use that another formula. Fr equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. Q quality factor is given as a 1 upon R under root L by C. So simply put in the formula, answer will be 1.183. Bandwidth is given as R by L. R is 10, L is 0.014. So it is 714.29 radian per second. Okay, upper and lower frequencies, bandwidth. So that is also in radians. So omega 1 equal to, I just told you formula, omega r minus bandwidth by 2. Because omega r is already we have calculated 845.15 minus bandwidth we have calculated 714.29 by 2. So this comes 488. Similarly, omega 2 you can calculate omega r plus bandwidth by 2. So this is 1202.3 radian per second. Maximum voltage, to find out maximum voltage, first we'll see V1. V1, given V1 in numerical as V1 is 1 sine 1000 t. Okay, so maximum value is 1, RMS value is 1 by root 2, so it is 0.707. Now Vc is given as V by R under root LC. Okay, voltage is 0.707, just we calculated. V by R, it is 100, 10, under root LC 0.014 divided by 100 into 10 raised to minus 6. So this will come as 0.837 V. I'm sorry. See here. Okay, so this is how we can easily get the answers. Okay, so don't worry, whenever there is example on resonance, just keep the formulas in mind and you can get the answer. Now we'll move to the next point, is the parallel circuits. Till now we were looking into the only series circuit. Now let's see parallel circuits. Okay, parallel circuit means a circuit in which these combinations will be in parallel instead series. Okay, so again there are three methods: by phasor diagram, by phasor algebra, and impedance method. I will not repeat that method. We have seen is for seen those for series circuits. I will just take the numerical. Okay, so there is a circuit having resistance and inductor in parallel. Very simple circuit. Voltage is 230 volt, frequency 50 hertz, R equal to 20 ohm, L equal to 31.8 millihenry, current I, impedance of this will be Z1, impedance of this will be Z2. Current in this is I1, current in this is I2. Okay, now all parameters are given. What is asked? Line current. Line current means this main current I. Then power factor and power consumed by circuit. Power consumed by circuit. Okay, so see here, R is given, voltage is 230. Voltage will be same in a parallel circuit. So how to get current I1? Simply I1 is nothing but voltage, that is 230 divided by resistance is 20. So it comes 11.5 ampere. Similarly, how to get I2? It is also 230 divided by this inductance, right? But directly you can take L. You need to take XL. XL means 2 pi F into L, that is 31.8. So 2 pi F is 50, that is given. Solve this and you will get it as a 23 ampere I2. Now line current you can calculate as I equal to under root I1 square plus I2 square. So under root 11.5 square plus 23 square, this is nothing but 25.71 ampere. Similarly, power factor is given as power factor cos phi equal to I1 by I. Why? Okay, before that, just see here. If I draw phasor diagram, if I take voltage as a reference, this is V, then current in this resistance will be in phase. So this is I1. So current in inductor will be 90% lagging. So that will come here somewhere. I2. This is I1, this is I2. So what is net current? Net current is a addition of these two. This is I. This angle is phi. Current angle between voltage and current. So cos phi is what? See this triangle particular. Okay. Cos phi is based upon hypotenuse. Base is I1. I1. Hypotenuse is net current I. Hence this is cos phi. Okay. From this only main current I is I can be calculated as I1 square plus I2 square means here this is I2. I1 square plus I2 square equal to this current by Pythagoras. Okay, so this is we can calculate by 11.5 by 25.71, which will come as 0.447, and it is lagging because circuit is inductive. Power consumed Vi cos phi. So it is 2643 watt. Now this is one method. Another method is your phasor additions. So now consider everywhere consider angles. Okay. So V bar is nothing but 230 at an angle 0. Similarly, Z1 bar equal to 20 plus XL not present no in first impedance. So X 20 plus J 0 ohm, or I can say 20 at an angle 0. Similarly, I2 bar equal to 0 plus J10, or else I can say 10 at an angle 90. Okay. Now by Ohm's law, I1 equal to V bar by Z1 bar, which is nothing but 230 at an angle 0 divided by 20 at an angle 0. So which will come 11.5 at an angle 0. Similarly, I2 is given as V bar by Z2 bar, which is nothing but 230 at an angle 0 divided by 10 at an angle 90. So 23 at an angle minus 90. Okay. Now here current is directly you can take additions, polar or rectangular form, right? You need not take that phasor addition. So sorry, that Pythagoras addition. Here I can say I1 bar plus I2 bar. I1 is 11.5 at an angle 0, and I2 bar is 23 at an angle minus 90. So if you add this, you will get 25.71 at an angle minus 63.40, I'm sorry, 43 ampere. Okay. And PF is again cos phi. Phi is this angle. Okay. PF is cos phi, means cos of is minus 63.43. Okay. So that will come as a 0.447, and power is Vi cos phi, that is voltage is with us, current is with us, cos phi is with us, so 2643, right? So this is how we can solve this example. Now we'll see one bit difficult example. Hmm. Hmm. Just a minute. Now if there is complicated circuit like combination of resistance and inductor in parallel, resistance and inductor, this is how. Again, I will give hints now. You can solve this example by your own. This is 10 ohm. This is 0.12 Henry. This is 20 ohm. This is 40. This is capacitor, not inductor. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay. 40 microfarad. Right? Just a minute. This is 200 volt, 50 hertz. Now, two circuits, listen the question. Two circuits, this is called as a circuit A, this is called as circuit B, are connected in parallel across 200 volt 50 hertz supply. Circuit A consists of a resistance of 10 ohm and inductance of 0.12 Henry, and circuit 2 consists of a resistance 20 ohm and capacitance of a 40 microfarad. Calculate first current in each branch, means if this is I1, this is I2, then I1 and I2 need to be calculated first. Second, power factor, power factor, and we need to draw the phasor diagram. Now it is very simple. See, in L is given here, so find out XL. XL equal to 2 pi FL. Okay, so 2 pi, frequency is 50, L is given as a 0.12, 0.12, so this will come as a 37.7 ohm XL. Okay, similarly C is given, find out XC 1 upon 2 pi FC. This comes as a 79.58 ohm. Okay, ZA given 10 plus 0. Sorry, 10 plus 37.7 J, right? 10 plus 37.7 J, which I can write as a 39 at an angle 75.4 T. Similarly, ZB bar is given as a 20 minus J 79.58. So it is as a 82.05 at an angle minus 75.89 ohm. Okay. Now simply find out equivalent impedance. Why? Because net current will get only when we know total impedance. So equivalent impedance is ZA bar into ZB bar divided by ZA bar plus ZB bar. Simple addition, parallel addition. Okay. So solve this. Okay. ZA bar into ZB bar plus ZB bar, like R1 R2. R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So when you solve, you will get it as a 62.11 at an angle 53.63 ohm. Okay, so we have got total impedance. Now we have total voltage. Okay, right now. So we can find out current. Now here equivalent they have asked. mm, for vector. Okay, I calculate this to find out this angle actually, because this angle I will require while finding power factor. Okay, so I can directly write down power factor equal to cos of this angle 53.63, which is nothing but 0.59 lagging. Okay, remaining regarding this branch current, it is very easy. I can say I A bar, this I A, or I1, I can say I1 bar is nothing but V bar by ZA bar. V bar voltage will be same across all three through two circuits. So 200 at an angle 0 divided by ZA is 39 at an angle 75.14. So it comes 5.13 at an angle minus 70.14. Similarly, for I2 bar, you can simply take V bar divided by ZB bar. V bar is the same, that is 200 at an angle 0, and ZB impedance we have just calculated, it is 82.05. So 82.05 at an angle minus 75.89. So it comes as a 2.44 at an angle 75.18. Right? While drawing phasor diagram, it's very simple. We'll take voltage for a reference, right? Then current I1, if current in this coil 1 is called as a I1, then it is lagging by what angle? See where is ZD, it is lagging by 75 degree. Inductive circuit, no? So it is lagging by 75, means I need to draw it somewhere here. This I1, I2, where is I2? I2 angle can be seen by impedance of I2, that is ZP. It is minus 75.89. Okay, so it should be leading. So I will draw it over here like this. This is I2. So total current is parallelogram addition. Somewhere like this. Okay, total current will having angle of total impedance. Total impedance was having angle 53, no? So if you can measure it, it will be 53.63, right? So this is how we can solve examples on parallel circuit. In next lecture we'll study example on a parallel resonance. Thank you.